PVM timing, weapon cooldown, and other cool tricks to help you become a better PVMer. If you're new to PVM, this video will help you understand different weapons and their timings. I'm playing on Rune Late, and I'm also on low detail, that's why the floor looks different. So the first thing I do here is activate ground markers and tile indicators. This will help you with timing and give you self-awareness of your character in game. So when you click on a tile, it becomes shaded. When that shade disappears, it indicates that a new game tick has started, and that means that your character has moved to the next tile. Clicking in every single game tick will allow your character to move towards a new tile every single game tick. This is really good for counting ticks. This is called tick walking. Now if I mark these two tiles and I have my run activated, I will run from one tile to another, and if you're clicking every tick successfully, that means you're counting every tick correctly. This means that my character will never leave the boundary of these two squares, because every tick I'm changing directions. Let's say you have a rapier, which is a 4-tick weapon. This is also the same case with a dagger or a whip. So if you attack this NPC every 4 ticks, you'll get an XP drop if you're accurate. Let's talk about flinching. Flinching basically means that you're only in melee distance for the tick that you're doing damage, which means that during my weapon cooldown, I am not next to the NPC. I can do this by counting 3 ticks after I hit the NPC and then clicking on the NPC. So this is an example of 3 clicks on the floor and then 1 click on the NPC. So floor, 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 NPC. Floor, 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 NPC. And this is something you can do to practice your timing. Now this doesn't give me any advantage at fighting the monster that I'm fighting right now, but it's definitely an exercise you can do to better understand timing and have better control over your weapon. So in this example, I'm using a God Sword, and the God Sword has a weapon speed of 6 ticks. So I do 5 clicks on the ground, and then I do 1 click on the NPC. If you're doing this and you're clicking once per tick, you're basically ensuring that your character is always in movement, except for when you're attacking it. I mean, RuneScape is a game of rhythm. This is just timing exercise. So I've already talked about the blowpipe in a different video, but I just want to show that the idea is the same. The blowpipe is a 2-tick weapon, so you do 1 click on the floor. If I were using an 8-tick weapon, then I would do 7 clicks on the floor in between each attack. This will be helpful in PVM situations when you're fighting bosses and you need to move around. But for now, it's just helping you keep time, and then you get a better sense of when your weapon is ready to fire and when you have the opportunity to click on your inventory, change prayers, etc. without losing any DPS. Over here I've marked 2 sets of tiles. The first set is right next to the NPC. This is melee distance. As long as you attack the NPC at a maximum range of 2 tiles away from melee distance, then you'll get an XP drop immediately, or you'll attack immediately. Otherwise, if you're further than that, you'll get a delay. So in this clip, I don't get any delay when I click on the NPC, because before I click on the NPC, I am within 2 tiles from that melee distance. To practice this, go in an area where there are a lot of different NPCs that you can attack. What you need to do is make sure that every time the cooldown of your weapon is up, you're attacking something, so you're doing maximum potential damage. You'll notice that your character attacks the NPC 2 tiles away from the NPC, and then it gets dragged into melee distance. So what you can do is when you get the XP drop, you can quickly click off and move towards a different opponent. For when you want to use a special attack weapon, you're obviously going to have to change weapons, and you want to make sure that you click on the NPC before your weapon cooldown is over, so that you can do damage on the next available attack. So when you're using a trident with magic, basically when you click on the NPC, you'll do damage to the next available game tick. However, if you're auto-casting Ancients or regular spellbook, and you click on an NPC, there is a 1-tick delay. You'll see this 1-tick delay here. My character turns around, looks at the NPC, and then casts a spell. However, if you're manually casting the spell by clicking on the spell and then clicking on the NPC, you won't get any delay at all. When casting any type of spell, you can interrupt the action by equipping the gear, eating food, or walking. So what you need to do is recast the spell. I would suggest doing manual casting, because then you'll be sure to attack at the next available cooldown. However, if you miss the cooldown and you click on the NPC regularly to autocast, you'll obviously waste a tick. Another example of good practice, so we have a 5-tick weapon, click on the floor 4 times, and then click on the NPC. So 1, 2, 3, 4, barrage NPC, 1, 2, 3, 4, barrage NPC, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. All right, let's talk about some gear switching. So gear switching is very important PVM. Obviously, you want to have good switches so that you can get the right gear on and do more damage. Now, what's important to note is you don't have to be the fastest clicker in the world. You just need to be accurate and precise. You start off slow and then you go faster over time. So some people like vertical switches, others like horizontal switches. Some people put the gear at the bottom of their inventory next to their prayers. So it really it comes down to personal preference. Do what you think is best, what you're most comfortable with, and practice gear switching, practice moving around, praying different things. It's very important that you get comfortable with switching gear because you're going to do a lot of that in PVM. This is an example of just switching gear, switching prayer, and attacking before my next cooldown for my weapon is over, so that I can make sure that I'm attacking at the next available opportunity. So this clip is over 2 years old, and it just comes to show that you need to practice, and everyone starts somewhere. So go slow, and you don't laugh at, oh my god, what am I wearing? Anyways, when you're starting off and you're kind of slow, what's important is you're getting your attacks off. So if you don't finish your switch, that's fine. Switch into the essential items first, like this. Attack the NPC and then finish your switch afterwards. So RuneScape really is just a game of rhythm, and the rhythm is 0.6 seconds. That's a beat. It's 100 beats per minute, and once you can nail that and you get that down, the game becomes really easy and really fun, because then you really understand what's going on. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is a bit more of a beginner PVM type tutorial. Hopefully it introduced you to some new concepts, and hopefully it helps you better understand the game. And hopefully you can practice some things that I showed in the video. You can even come up with new ways to practice your timing and improve on all of that. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Take care. Peace next time. Later. Ciao.